gonna start recording and see how this works. But hello and welcome to the Longyo audio experience. Of my review of the second chapter of Think and Grow Rich. Let's just get right into it. So, the second chapter is about desire, and as I look through it, desire, a definite desire, and desire. Desire is the act of wanting something, and this chapter talks about having, like, they say, a white hot desire. And what white hot is, to me, when I think of that, I think of like a thermal camera, and how when things have heat, they show up white, and the hotter they are, the more bright the white signature is. And so when he says in this chapter, having a white hot desire is to have, like, there's desire, like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, this, but having a white hot desire is like, I know what I want, and I want exactly this, like having more specific of a desire. Sorry, this is a little hard because I'm testing a new setup, but just trying to be articulate with it. So as I look through, I'm just gonna talk about what I read in the book. And so they talk about how the author's son, this is tough. The author's son, he was born with a birth defect, and he was diagnosed with deafness, or like he's gonna be a deaf kid. And so the doctor basically presented it to the author, Napoleon Hill, as a reality. But what the author is saying here is that with a definite desire, of a white hot desire, one can basically change reality. And that's what this book is all about, is how your thoughts can change your current thinking's reality. Like, you think you can only achieve this certain reality, but when you change your thinking, you open your mind to, or in your life, to a bunch of different possibilities and a new reality. And so the doctor told Napoleon Hill that your son won't be able to hear. And so that day, Napoleon Hill took it upon himself, or spoke it within himself, that he wasn't gonna like, this isn't the end of his son's hearing, despite the science, or like whatever the diagnosis was. So from that day forward, every day he would test his son and try and see if his son would be able to hear things. And they'd try with giving him different things to listen to. And over time, the son the son started reacting a certain way with certain things they would play for him, and then they realized that um, he could hear because he was reacting specific ways, and so further down the line, they discovered further down in life, they discovered that the son had an ability to hear through his bones, the bone vibration in his body, and so they sort of played on that. And every day, the father, Napoleon Hill, the author, he would not treat him special, but more so like, but he would he would treat him regularly, like any normal child, as if he didn't have any defect, and sort of motivate him to, like, you may not be able to hear, but you will be able to hear, or like you can hear, and so you will hear, something like that. And so he was trying to ingrain this idea in his son that he's not hearing. He's not hearing. He's not hearing, and so he. Oh man, this is tough. Call it what you wish, flash into his mind. And so, just further down the line, like, he wanted his son to grow up as a normal child and make it so that his lack of hearing wasn't like something that held him back. And over time, they like tried hearing aids, and hearing aids didn't work. But they had a desire, like, he will be able to hear, and he got through college, high school, college, and he had special treatment only because, like, he obviously couldn't hear, but he had all regular classes, like, he wasn't in any special education, all that. And so something that I'm seeing right now, making it so that he didn't feel like his disability held him back. The story talks about how his older brother was a newspaper salesman, and the brother was like, "Oh man, I want to do that too." But him having that disability, this is back in the olden time, so they were selling newspapers on the street and whatnot. And so the mother was concerned that her son would struggle with this effort because it's dangerous on the street. Like, he can get mugged, cars, all types of things could go wrong because he couldn't hear things properly. But the son didn't take that no for an answer. Like, he believed that he could still do it even though he couldn't hear properly. And so I think it says in the early mornings the son would sneak out on, like, Saturdays, and basically he would go and do these things and come back successful, earning a lot of money and proving that in spite of his disability, he could still do these things with that desire that he had, that he can do anything. And so, fast forward to college, the son was has obviously gone through certain types of hearing aids, and they all seemed futile, or all seemed to no avail. So one day he discovered another hearing aid, and it was like one he's tried before, but he decided to try it on, and turned out that hearing aid provided hearing for him. And this is something that I didn't actually mention, is that I guess the ear canal, or like something when you go deaf, there's like the canal and the thing that connects the ear to the brain, and apparently like none of it existed, or like, so not even a hearing aid could solve this problem that this family was having. But it worked in the end. So it turned out that a hearing aid was usable on him, and that was the day that he gained his hearing. He could hear everything. He ended up calling his mom and hearing her voice for the first time, and the miracle happened. And all those years from being born to college, he couldn't hear, but through a desire and a push to achieve that goal that they were looking to achieve, they were able to do it. And this is the example of faith, and the key, the takeaway is that through a strong desire, the white hot desire, and faith that faith that you can achieve that goal that you're setting after, things will start to change in your direction. And so this has been documented many times about how people who wanted something more than anything and believed that they could get it were able to achieve what they went after. And there's something that I wanted to read. Oh my gosh, no. I keep on deleting it. Sorry about this. But there's a poem here that I'll read. There's also a 6-step thing that I also want to talk about shortly after this. I'm not sure how long this has been, but this says, before the poem, it says, "Remember, no more effort is required to aim high in life, to demand abundance and prosperity, than is required to accept misery and poverty." So it literally costs nothing to believe than it does to give up. Your poet has correctly stated. Okay, so this is a poem on. I'll just let you guys read it and then I'll explain after. It reads, "I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged at evening, when I counted my scanty store. For life is a just employer. He gives you what you ask. But once you have set the wages, why, you must bear the task. I work for a menial's hire, only to learn dismayed that any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. So, this is basically saying that you set the boundaries on life. You set the boundaries of life and like what you're able to achieve. The last couple lines. I worked for a menial hire, and this menial hire, this wage, is what you've set. So, if you say, "Oh, I can only amount to $20 an hour," that's all you're gonna stay at. You know, you can achieve more, but it's whether or not you want to. If you want to, only to learn dismayed that any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. So life will give you anything you ask for. That's freaking crazy. That any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. So if you had asked life, like, I want 30 million. Life was like, okay, I can give you 30 million. Go get it. And that's all you have to do. That is freaking crazy. And I just want to think, like, a moment of silence so I can think about this for a little bit. That any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. Any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. Any wage I have asked of life, life would have willingly paid. That's freaking crazy. And so, to wrap it up, because I think it's getting late, I don't know why I'm in this new setup. I'm at my computer and I'm using like a proper mic. And it's kind of making me nervous, but maybe it's because I'm monitoring my voice. But here it says, this is the final thing, and it's the call to action that they have in the book. There's a 6-step thing. It says the method by which desire for riches can be transmuted in its physical financial equivalent consists of 6 definite practical steps. First, and I'm gonna go through these steps and tell you what I figured for my own life. Sorry, I'm losing my breath because I'm sitting kind of congested, and it's kind of nerve-wracking. It says first, fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. It is not sufficient merely to say, I want plenty of money. Be definite as to the amount. So, I chose, I'm laughing at it, but I don't know why I'm laughing at it, honestly. I chose 30.1 million. $30,100,000 as my number. I did this calculations on my life, what I need, what I need to feel comfortable. I just discovered this number like a couple minutes ago, so I may have to tweak it. It may have to make it more. But 30.1 million. Second, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. And so I wrote this on my phone, but I'm not exactly sure because, it says determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There's a lot of things to give in my life, and so I have a lot to think about of what I'm willing to sacrifice. So I wrote, I'm willing to sacrifice sleep. I know there's hours that I can give back to a better purpose in my life. I'm willing to sacrifice fun. I already have like a little bit of fun, but I know fun things can be shortened. Fun things aren't necessary. Fun things are necessary, but all the time they're not necessary. And I also said that I'm willing to sacrifice time. Time, obviously, but I know that I waste a lot of time in the day, and so I need to focus harder to make sure that the time does not go to waste and that the time can be or will be spent to achieve this goal of 30.1 million. 30.1 million, dude. I freaking literally said that, and I the only reason why I wanted to post this video or this audio recording is to say this, because it's super necessary. Or I feel it's necessary. Third, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. So I chose my birthday in 2 years. I thought 1 year might be like a little too short because I'm starting at 0. But when I thought of 2 years, I was like, that's kind of like a lot. So I was like, maybe I'll just do my birthday. So I did February 28th, 2023, which is 475 days from now. 1.3 years, so a little over a year, which is exactly what I think would be necessary to accumulate 30 million. 1.3 years and 15 or 15 months. So 15 months, like, if you put your head down, like 15 months is a long time. You can do everything in that time. It's just a matter of what you're willing to sacrifice, if you do sacrifice it. And yeah. Number 4 says to create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you are ready or not, to put this plan into action. I am a little I stumbled on this what is that word? I'm stumped on this part of the steps, because I have never made 1.3 million in my life, or I've never made 30 million in my life. And to make it in 1 year, like, it seems quite difficult. But I know, like, it's just because I'm not putting in the effort. Like, if I put in the effort, I can get things done. And with effort, like, if you can get things done and you can get the right things done, you can achieve anything. And so 30.1 million in 3 years, in 1 year, 1.3 years. I was thinking about it, that's like, for some reason I'm thinking that's 2 mil a month. 1.3, 15 months. Oh yeah, 15 months, 30 mil, so that's 2 mil a month. Let's see how many mils I can make after this month. So 30 mil by the end of 30.1 mil at the end of 15 months. 1.3 years on my 27th birthday. 27th. Oh my gosh. It's 2021, 2022, I'm going to be 26, and 2023, I'm going to be 27, so 30 mil. That's about to be awesome. When I thought about that number, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, holy smokes. Am I actually about to achieve this? It just seemed very realistic, because I try to give the most realistic number that I can figure out, like, conservatively. 30 mil is like what I would need to do a bunch of things. And let me just read what I wrote. I wrote 50K for debts, 50K to make up for the year, so like another 50K on top of whatever I make this year. And then Money to retire parents is 3 mil. To cover mortgages on whatever houses we own, I put 2 mil. So 2 mil will cover everything on the housing. And then 3 mil a year. Oh, and then I put 5 mil for each of my siblings. Wait, that's kind of weird. I only give my parents 3 mil. I think 5 mil is a little too much for all my siblings, but 25 mil. So I put 5 mil for each of my siblings for 25 mil. So that equals 30 mil. 30 mil, 100,000. And so that's what that is. So I still need to create the definite plan on how I'm going to achieve this goal, and I need to get ready on it, because it says create the plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you are ready or not, to put this plan into action. 5th, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to require. Name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money, and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. And then 6, this says to read your statement out loud. And so that's what I plan on doing. I'm going to get this thing done. And then I'm going to read the 3rd chapter tonight. And yeah. Tonight's episode might have been a little scattered. I tried recording it earlier and I got interrupted, so I didn't end up finishing it, but I tried to reiterate those statements in this chapter, or in this episode. Yeah. I need to figure out how I'm going to make this 30.1 million. It's going to be awesome. I feel like I can do it. I've always had the desire to do things, and I had faith that I can get these things done, but I was telling one of my friends that I feel like there's something I was missing, and I've been trying to discover what that is. And I think that's what this book is helping me do, is to discover like what I'm missing, so that I can turn these desires and faith into something. So yeah, I'm gonna get that done. 30 mil. Sorry, my laptop just powered off, and so yeah, 30 mil. I'm gonna get to reading more. Desire. I'm gonna try and turn my desire and my faith in myself into some like tangible outcome. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll use this episode as like a marker of my beginning. 15 months from today. I think it's literally 15 months. No outlier. 1.3 years, 475 days from today. Alright. Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye. See you later. Oh, it didn't stop. Okay, let me stop. Now.